Good morning, everybody. This is Noel Nissen, the IT manager for Remax of Western Canada, joining you this morning. Thank you all for joining us this morning as we take a few minutes to talk a little bit about the Rank My Agent platform that Remax has partnered with. So we just want to start off by kind of explaining what Rank My Agent is and why you should be interested in using it. We want to talk a little bit about how to use it this morning in this short webinar. So without further ado, let's just make sure that everybody can hear my voice okay and see my screen. You should be able to see the Rank My Agent logo with a Remax logo right below it and my name in the corner. You should also be able to hear my voice all right. Now, on your screen, you should have a little bar that gives you some options that have to do with the webinar software. There's an option in there for questions or chat. If you could you please just type into the chat that you can hear my voice, that you can see my screen all right, and that we can just move forward. I'll give you just a moment to type that in. I just want to make sure that everybody can hear okay today and everybody can see all right. So just on your little bar there, just click on that little spot that says chat. And just type in there that you can hear my voice, see my screen, and just say, yep, I can hear you, I can see you, something along those lines, just so that I can make sure to that we can move forward here. And I'll just give you just a moment to do that. All right, well, it looks like we do have some people who can hear us and see the screen all right, so we are going to go ahead and move forward with this. All right, so what we want to do is we want to take a little walk through Rank My Agent, why you want to be able to use it, what you want to do with it. So first of all, what is Rank My Agent? Well, Rank My Agent is, come on, there we go. Well, let's start off with actually why it's important. So first of all, 90% of consumers read online reviews before making a buying decision. Essentially what this means is it's similar to if you've ever gone on vacation and you take a look at the reviews for a hotel before you go there. You'll usually go on to somewhere like, hotels.com, and you'll read all the reviews about the area that you're looking to go in, the hotels in the area that you're looking for, and then you'll make a decision based on that. Well, more and more today, what's happening is consumers are looking at realtors and going, is there a place where I could find out how well that realtor is doing so that I can make an informed decision as to whether I want to work with them or not? An interesting little story about this. A few weeks back, I was on a motorcycle ride with a friend of mine, and we have little communicators in our helmets that we can communicate with each other. And we were talking about real estate, just sort of general real estate. And he actually said to me, he said, there's two things that I want in a real estate website. He said, the first thing I want is to be able to find what I'm looking for right away. And the second thing I want is the ability to leave a rating for my realtor. And he just said that to me, not prompted. I wasn't talking to him about realtor ratings. We weren't even on the conversation. He just brought that up, that's one of the things that he wanted. People are looking for a way to both leave a review for you as their realtor, and they're also looking for ways to be able to find out who is a good realtor in the area. So this is why this is critically important. 92% of people say that they will trust an online review as much as a personal recommendation. And the idea, the perception that consumers have is that this is an unbiased review. Now, it may not necessarily be an unbiased review, but the perception of these people is that it is unbiased reviews. It's people who have worked with you in the past are leaving this review about you now. And so people tend to trust that a little bit more because of that perception. One of the big things that Google has announced recently is that for a lot of different services out there, that when you have reviews on your search rankings, when you have Google reviews out there, or when you have reviews on different platforms out there, they're actually going to use that as search engine placement criteria, which means that if you have reviews, you come up higher in the search results as you get more and more reviews. And the more reviews you get from people, the better you're going to do on the Google search results, just because of what Google is doing and how they make, because they know that consumers want to be able to read those reviews, and so they're placing higher priority on reviewed services. So let's go take a little bit of a look. I want to explain some of that to you. I want to show you exactly how that works. So we're going to take a look now at the actual Rank My Agent, but I want to show you just on that Google thing. This is Joanna Jameson, one of our realtors here in Kelowna. She's Chris Jameson, who used to be our web services guy. He's now our web services coordinator. his wife is an active real estate agent here in Western Canada or in Kelowna, and she actually does use this Rank My Agent service. And one of the things that you'll notice is that if I type in Joanna Jameson, I can actually just type in Joanna Jameson instead of just Joanna Jameson Remax, but her website comes up. But if we actually start scrolling down through the search results that show up here, you'll see a bunch of information about how to get to her. But take a look at this. You'll actually see that her Rank My Agent page, her reviews, and shows the rating that she has, shows up in this first page of search results for Joanna Jameson. There's a number of different tricks you can use with this, and the reviews themselves actually do generate placement because they're essentially content for you. Consumers are writing content about you on the internet. Google places that, and that's what drives you higher in the search results. So this is why this is one of the more important things that you can do. If we go to Joanna's website and take a look at what she's got, she's actually making sure that on her website she's placing her Rank My Agent reviews over on the right-hand side of the page here. So she's actually got a little widget that Rank My Agent, if you have a premium account with Rank My Agent, you get this widget that you can use. She's actually placed that widget on her website so you can see the reviews, the top reviews that she's had over the last while. And this allows her to be to use that as content on her website. It shows that content to Google, and that, of course, drives more traffic. So how can you start using Rank My Agent? Now, the thing about Rank My Agent is that you can use Rank My Agent. You can use a free version of it, and you can use a premium version of it. You can pay for it, or you can use the free. So the first thing you should probably know about is how consumers are going to find you, what they're doing in order to be able to find you and be able to leave reviews, whether you have a free version or the premium. So they'll go to Rank My Agent. They'll actually type into Google, I want to leave a rating for my realtor, or realtor ranking, or realtor ratings, and they'll type that into Google. They'll land on this rankmyagent.com page. When they do, they'll actually start going in and searching for either you, if they've worked with you and they want to leave a rating for you, or they're going to search for, if they're an agent and they're looking for who they want to work with, they'll actually start just typing in a city. So if I type in Kelowna here, I can then choose where I am. So I'm going to just choose Kelowna, and it will then show me a list of the agents in descending order of number of reviews. How many reviews have you received? And it'll show the different scores for each person as I scroll down. It's not based on who has the highest scores. It's based on how many reviews you've been getting and what you do. So that's why it's ordered this way. So you can see there's a number of people who have their things. Now I can click on any person's name here, and it will take me to their profile and show me how many reviews they've received, a little bit about them, their little profile that they can type in here, the latest reviews that they've had. Here's the different services that they offer. Here's a bunch of information on the different reviews that are there. So there's a lot of information here that you can go. Now, as a consumer, if I had worked with Scott in this case, I can actually just click on Write a Review. And as a consumer, it then takes me to a page where I can now start walking through the process and saying, okay, what's Scott's neighborhood knowledge? And I can just start going through and saying, this is what I felt about his experience. His professionalism, his negotiation skills were very good. His property knowledge was very good. Communication skills, contact expectations. Well, this is one area where I thought he did okay, but could have done better, or whatever it is. And down here, there's a spot where I can now start typing a little thing about how Scott was very professional and whatever. You know, I can go through and type in a nice little commentary about this. Now, it even goes so far as to say, are you aware of any other factors that were beyond the control of your agent, like market conditions and stuff like that? So I can actually say, you know what, yes, I know there was some market conditions and there was, you know, some other things that were going on, and I can type in what those other things are. As a consumer now, I can go through, when was this done? Then the cool thing about this rating system is that every rating that's left for you has to be based on an actual transaction. There have been situations in the past where agents have been, you know, going along, and maybe they were, you know, in traffic and they accidentally cut somebody off, but you know, you've got your name plastered on the side of your car, and of course that person gets mad and they decide to go home and they go to Google and leave a negative review for you, even though you've never actually worked with that person, all over just a misunderstanding or something like that. Well, in this case, what this does is it actually kind of prevents that from happening. They can't do that on this service. They have to actually base their rating of you based on the actual service that you perform to them. when did this agent help you? Well, this agent helped me buy a house last month. He helped me buy and sell, and it was at my address. And if we go in there, I can put in my name, right? And I can go ahead and I can click on confirm that I've done this, and I can click on confirm review. Now, obviously, I didn't work with Scott, so I'm not going to click on confirm review here, but this does then give a good kind of a quick rundown of how the consumer leaves a review for you. Now, if you'll just bear with me for one moment, I'm going to pull up an example of a review, the email that you'll get. Just bear with me 1 second. I'd like to pull up an example of an email. Okay, here we go. So once you do this, you will receive an email that looks very much like this. It'll say, hey, you have just been reviewed at rankmyagent.com. So the consumer goes on, they do everything that I just showed you. They'll receive an email that looks just like this, and it'll say, you've been reviewed, and one of your clients has just left a review for you on Rank My Agent. This is what they had to say, and it's going to show what they said. It's going to say when it was. You can actually log into Rank My Agent and access the review itself. Now, as you start going through it, it's going to give you an option to basically say, yes, this was a real transaction, or no, this wasn't. I don't know what they're talking about. You're going to have, if it's a positive review, you can go ahead and approve the review, and it will immediately get posted to your Rank My Agent page. If you don't approve the review, what Rank My Agent does is it gives you an opportunity to start going through with them to work it out with the actual client who left the review. So if this was a negative experience, you have the ability then to go back to the agent, communicate to them through the platform, and say, you know, if there's anything I can do to help you, you can leave a response on the review saying, hey, you know, I'm sorry this didn't go so right. If there's anything I can do, you know, maybe we can work this out. And so what they're trying to do is they're going to say, hey, you might get a negative review, but you have the ability to respond to that in a professional way, which makes that negative review look a little bit less negative, because if you're responding quickly and responding in a positive way, that doesn't necessarily look like a bad thing. I'll give you a good example of this. When I was looking, the first time I went to San Francisco, I was looking for a hotel to stay at. And I found one hotel that seemed like it was cheaper than all the other ones in downtown San Francisco. And I thought, this seems really, really odd. So I was looking at the reviews. And it turned out that one of the reviews of this thing was, don't stay here, they've got bed bugs. And the interesting thing was that immediately after they, you know, it looked like to me within an hour or so of that review being posted about them having bed bugs, they actually posted, the hotel itself responded and said, yes, unfortunately we did have one situation where bed bugs were in one room because of a client that came in and brought them in. We had the place fumigated. We've had regular checks ever since. We've been clear for the past several months, and we continue to have regular checks. So they actually went through, this hotel went through and said, we're taking care of the problem. We've dealt with it. This is not a bad thing. So when I was reading through those reviews, I was thinking to myself, this isn't too bad. I mean, all the other reviews were good except for one that said bed bugs, but they responded right away and said, hey, we've taken care of the problem. And that's one of the things that we recommend you do with your reviews as well. If you ever get a negative review, don't look at it as being the end of the world. It's not. As long as you've been going out there getting positive reviews, then when you get one negative review, it won't look like too much of a negative thing. People who read that might go, oh, that guy was just having a bad day. So we want to make sure that you're aware of the fact that you can respond to these through the platform. It doesn't mean that the negative reviews won't get posted. They will. The consumer does have the ability to go in and change what they said or whatever. If you can work it out with them, they can go back and make changes. They can change things a little bit, but you want to make sure that you're working with them as closely as possible. If they never respond to you and the negative review gets posted, make sure you reply right away. They will receive a copy of your reply, whether they respond to you or not, but it'll still show up on the Rank My Agent platform that you made a positive effort to make sure that it got sorted out. And that's what people are looking for. If you make a mistake, own your mistake and show and make it look like you're doing everything you can to make it better. So this is the email that you're going to receive. You'll have the ability to log into your Rank My Agent account. So I'm going to take us back to Rank My Agent now, and I'm going to show you what happens from your side. We showed you what the consumer can do. We showed you the email that you received. Let's take a look at what happens when you log into the system. So what you can do is you actually, once you've signed up, now there's a couple of things you can do. If you want to just sign up for a free account, you can actually just, I believe it's just click on this login button right up at the top here, and you just click on create a new agent account. It'll just walk you through setting up a simple profile. You do get 30 days free of the premium account. If you want, you'll get 30 days free of the premium account, and then it'll switch to the free account. Now, once you've signed up, you will have your access. You'll just go ahead and log in here, and it will take you into your Rank My Agent profile. So there's a couple of different things to look at here. You can actually see how you compared to some of the other top agents in the area. You want to be able to see how many reviews they're receiving, and you want to start building up your reviews as well. Now, one of the things that we recommend that you do is once you've signed up for your account, then you will have, if you're going to just use the free account, all you're going to do is if you want to get people to use leave reviews for you, even with a free account, you're just going to go and find yourself in the Rank My Agent page. So we'll just go find me, and this is now the page that I have. So all you're going to do on this page, you would have, I don't actually have, actually I'm going to log out here just to show you. There should be a leave a review button on here. So I'm going to stay signed out. We'll log back in a moment. And we'll search. Now, unfortunately, because my account is not a full-on Rank My Agent account, you don't have the ability to leave a review for me. But on your account, once your page shows up, you'll actually have a button over here that says leave a review. And so what you would do then is you would drive agents to this page with your information. If I click on my name, oh, there we go. Sorry, I had to click on the name. So this is then your website address here, your Rank My Agent address. I would then just copy paste this into an email to every client. So now every time I have a good or an excellent transaction, I would then copy paste this page in an email to my client saying, thank you so much for your business. Would you mind taking a few minutes and just leaving a review for me on Rank My Agent? Give them this link address and let them leave a review. So that's how you can use the free version. They would then just go in and write a review for you, and then they don't have to sign up for some big account. They can just write it and then be done with it. So now what that does is it starts leaving reviews for you. You start getting this thing, these reviews populated. Now, again, if you have a bad transaction, you may not necessarily want to drive them to this page to leave a review, but if you have a good one, by all means, make sure you're getting them to leave reviews, because then what that does is if you start getting multiple great reviews and you have and if you have a bunch of great reviews and you then have one negative review, it basically just looks like, everybody just looks at it and goes, that's not really a problem. All the general reviews are really good. So it makes the negative reviews less important to people. Okay, so once you've got that, you can go ahead and send this to people and send that along. Now, if you want, I'm going to log back in here. I've logged back in here now. If you have the premium account, it'll say premium on it, and you will have access to this request a review button, in which case you can then actually click on that, and you can ask your, whoops, apparently I didn't log in again. Try that again. My apologies. So you'll have access, if you have the premium account, you'll have access to this request review button. If you click on that, you'll then be taken to sort of a spot where you can enter new email addresses of your clients. You can add them, and then they become contacts in your Rank My Agents. So then at any time in the future, if you ever receive a review from them again, you can just say, I want to send a review to this person, and you can then say who you want that to go to. And you can say, can you recommend me? And then it gives you the message that they wrote for you, but you can customize this. As you're reading through this, you will notice that there's some HTML code in here. Try not to break this code if you can. Just leave this in there as much as possible. I would just kind of maybe change the wording around that code, but be very careful about that. But you do have the ability to customize that a little bit. Once you do that, you then click Send Request, and that person will then receive an email that looks very much like this. And basically what this will say, we'll download all the pictures, it'll say exactly what we had there. The consumer will receive this email. It'll say, hey, can you recommend me? I hope you had a great experience, and here's all that information. And that HTML code just makes sure that these are clickable links for people. Okay, and that's what it'll look like. It'll have your picture. If you have your face on there, it'll have your information. So they'll be able to see that this is coming from you. And it's a great idea at the end of the transaction to say, hey, you know, I'm going to be sending you an email that just asks for a realtor rating on Rank My Agent. Just watch out for that email, and they'll know to expect that then. Okay. So that's essentially how you can send a request if you have the premium review. If you don't, like I said before, just take them to this page here, click, and then just send them a link to this page and say, hey, can you just click on the write a review button and leave a review for me? So whether you're on. All right. So as well on here, when you log into your account, you will have. Oops. Sorry. Back up here. You will be logged into this dashboard initially where you'll be able to see all of your information. We'll just give it a second to catch up to me. You will see a bunch of information. There's a spot here where you can actually view your profile and edit this. This is the last thing I wanted to show you. You will be able to go in through here and actually start talking about. Now you have to be logged in, and you will be able to go through and actually edit all of your profile information. You can always go here where it says edit profile under my account, and it will take you to this. There you go. This is the one I was looking for. It'll tell you how much time you have left on your premium membership. Apparently, I have 18 million days left on my premium membership, which is quite impressive. But then you also can go through and set up, you know, what's your password. You can set up what are your specializations, and you can add a bunch of different specializations. I'm focused on townhomes and condos. My services are whatever, and I can go through and add a whole bunch of different things to this list. What neighborhoods am I focused on? So I can actually break this down. In some areas, it actually lets me get even deeper. So we can get into, like, if I'm in Kelowna, I could say I'm in Rutland, I'm in wherever I want, you know, West Kelowna, whatever. What languages do you speak? What designations do you have? Make sure you add all of those. Type in a little biography about yourself. Make sure you set whether you're just an associate or associate broker. What are you? Make sure you put in your contact information, your website addresses, your social media links, all that stuff. The reason why is the more completely you fill this out, of course, the more likely someone is to be able to find your profile and be able to leave a rating for you. And it's also going to help you in your Google search results as well, the more you connect all your services together. Okay, so once you've filled all this out, make sure you click on Update Profile, and now you're going to start. Now all that information should be available when someone visits your page here, and they'll see that information all throughout here. Okay. Now, one of the things that I wanted to mention to you is that Rank My Agent is offering you a Remax Western Canada deal. Okay, you are with Remax in Western Canada. You get a deal with Rank My Agent, and what that is the service is typically $20 a month. They're actually knocking, or no, they're actually more than that. It's $25 or something like that a month. They're knocking that nearly in half. They've taken something like 40% off, and you actually will get it for $12 a month if you sign up. Through this page, it's going to be rankmyagent.com/RWC. That's rankmyagent.com/RWC. And they'll give you this. This link will actually allow you to go in. You just, because I'm logged in, I don't have that. But once you log in through this page, it will then give you that. Discount on your service. So that is essentially how the Rank My Agent service works. I just want to say thank you all for joining us. There is an option there if you to leave questions. I will leave this open for a few questions. If you are interested, feel free to type those in there now. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you. We are recording this particular session. I will be stopping the recording in just a moment. But if you are interested in the recording, we will be posting this on our region update page on the recorded videos page so that you can go and watch it. Anyways, thank you so very much, and appreciate your joining us today. So